morning, dear students. I am Ms. NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Mrs. NAVEDA SHAIKH from MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we'll be learning a very interesting chapter, that is simple machines, from your science textbook. Now, simple machines, you must have seen so many of them in your day-to-day life, like a wedge or an inclined plane or a wheel and an axle or a lever or a wheel and a pulley. Okay. In this picture, you can see that there are various activities are being done, and for doing that, you require various devices in order to accomplish certain tasks more easily. And if you see in this picture, you have to name a few of the devices which are being used. Here you can see that there is a man who is using an axe to cut the wood, right? On the other side, you can see a man who is trying to push the box through an inclined plane so that it could be done faster. If you see the boy who's trying to pull the trolley of the toys, you can see that there are wheels placed so that it can move easily. You can on the other side, you can see a man who is using a screwdriver to fix the nut. You can also see a girl who's trying to pull the water from the well, and in order to pull it, she is making use of a pulley. And you can see two kids who are playing seesaw. In all these activities that you see in this picture, all are using some or the other kind of machines. जो हम लोगों को लगता था कि ये मशीन नहीं है, but actually ये machines है. ठीक है? So let us understand more about machines. Here, this man who is trying to cut the piece of log, or this man who is using a slope in order to push the barrel into the van, or if you're using such a structure in order to lift an heavy load, or a pulley, these all things, the devices here which are used to get more work done in less time and less effort, are called machines. Any device which makes your work easy. Okay? You must have read in so many places, and movies also you have read about that. What are machines? Machines are anything which makes your work easy. Okay, it reduces the amount of time that is required to do the work, or the amount of effort which is required, that is also reduced. Here in this picture, you can see that there are four pictures given to you. Nail cutter, you can see a man who is using a trolley in order to carry some cement. You can see a man who is using an axe to cut the log. Okay, here in this pictures, the nail cutter, the bottle opener, the wheel used to push the load shown in the picture are all machines. These are all machines. They have only one or two parts and a simple and easy structure. You can see it is very simple, right? They do not have so many various parts, are not fixed together. There is only one or two part which comes together and it forms a machine. Such machines are called as simple machines. Simple machines can be handled easily, and there are less chances of these machines breaking down or getting damaged. We use many such machines in our day-to-day life. Now you must have used bottle openers so many times. एंड बॉटल ओपनर के अंदर कौन से कितने सारे पार्ट्स होते हैं? सिर्फ एक ही पार्ट होता है ना. उसका एक स्ट्रक्चर एक ऐसा होता है जो हमारा काम आसान कर देता है, ताकि हमारा ओपन बॉटल आसानी से ओपन हो सके. ऑन द अदर साइड, इफ यू सी एन एक्स, जो कुल्हाड़ी होती है उसके अंदर दो पार्ट्स होते हैं. ठीक है, ऊपर का जो आयरन रॉड और जो आयरन का पार्ट होता है, और बीच में जो होता है वो वुड होता है, जिससे हम लोग पकड़ के यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, so these are made up of very simple things, not more and much complicated items are used over here, and that is why इसको खराब होने में भी ये खराब नहीं होती, जल्दी नहीं खराब होती, because there is There are no complex machines which are used. They are very simple to use and they do not break down easily. बहुत आसानी से खराब नहीं होती और जल्दी से damage भी नहीं होती. And such machines we make use in our day-to-day life every time. Now you must have used a nail cutter in a month. At least 2 to 3 times we make use of nail cutters to cut our nails. Okay. So nail cutter भी एक simple machine है and we make a use of it so many times. Why are they useful? Now, why are simple machines useful? Simple machines are useful because they can make a physical job easier by changing the magnitude or the direction of the force exerted to do work. Means whenever you're doing any work, suppose if I want to if I want to lift a heavy box from ground floor to the second floor. If I am using my hands to do that work, my the amount of effort that I'm putting in, the amount of energy that I'm putting in, and the time required will also be more. But if I'm making use of a simple machine like a pulley, ठीक है, अगर हम लोग एक पुली का इस्तेमाल करते हैं और हम लोग उससे सिर्फ बॉक्स को टाई करके फिर जस्ट कुछ पुलिंग इट अप, the amount of energy, the amount of work will be reduced, right? And the job will be done in much lesser time and easier way. There are a few examples. Let us see. Have you ever tried to unscrew a nut, bolt or screw from something with your bare hands? अगर इस तरीके का एक स्क्रू है हमारे डेस्क के अंदर या फिर हमारे घर में कबर्ड में, and if you try to remove it with your hands, do you think it is very easy? And is it comfortable for you to do that? Right? The answer is no. What will happen that you will notice that if you're trying to use your hand, it is so tight that you're not able to loosen it. Yes or no? So from something with your bare hands and discovered that it was just too tight to loosen even if you had a good grip. And if you are having a good grip, it is not easy for us to unscrew the screw or the nut or the bolt with our bare hands. So what did you do? If you could not open it, if you could not unscrew the screw or the nut or the bolt from that place, what did you do next? You got the proper tool, such as a screwdriver, right? Screwdriver, what did the screwdriver do? It helped you to unscrew the screw from the surface where it was stuck. Or you could get a wrench or and unscrew that particular thing. ठीक है, अगर एक नट है या बोल्ट है, if you want to unscrew it, if you want to remove it from that particular place, you will make use of a proper instrument or a proper tool in order to remove that screw or the nut or the bolt. Okay, depending upon the item which you want to remove, you make use of a proper tool that will help you to do the work. Why is it that it's so easy to unscrew with a tool when you cannot with your bare hand? If you are making use of your bare hand and trying to remove it, it becomes very difficult and it becomes next to impossible to unscrew a screw from a wooden piece or from the wall. Okay, it is very tight. But if you're making use of a tool like a screwdriver or a wrench, it becomes very easier for you all to remove that screw from that particular surface. Now, why is it so? All of the simple machines can be used for thousands of jobs, from lifting a 500-pound weight to making a boat go. The reason why these machines are so special is because they make difficult tasks much easier. Here in this picture you can see a mixer grinder, you can see a motorbike, you can see sewing machine, a wheelchair or a bicycle. Now if you look at all these pictures, you will notice that these are also machines, they are also helping us to do various activities, and these are made up of many parts, right? These machines are helping us also in doing so many different activities and doing our work, making our work easier. But these have many parts joined together. Okay, so these machines have many parts which carry out many processes for completing our task. For this purpose, the parts are joined to one another. Therefore, these machines are called complex machines. Some of the parts of such complex machines are simple machines. Now, if you have a look at a bicycle, a wheelchair, इसके अंदर wheels का इस्तेमाल होता है, ठीक है? तो इसके अंदर ये wheel और axle is also an example of a simple machine, which combines together with more and few more simple machines to form a complex machine. If you see a mixer grinder, you will notice that if the machine is opened, you will see there are so many different parts and so many different machines which are combined together to form that one mixer grinder work. Okay, so such machines are called as complex machines. Let's take a look at them. First, we will learn about the inclined plane. Now, in your schools also, you must have noticed there is a slope. Okay, near the staircase, you must have noticed that there is a slope which is there. That slope is actually called as a inclined plane. If a slanting plank is used to lift a weight, we have to bear less of the weight and lifting it becomes easier. Here you can see this man is making use of a slanting plank in order to move a barrel from the road into the truck. Now this plank is called as an inclined plane. What is it called? It is called as an inclined plane. The more gradual the slope, the lesser is the weight we bear. जितना हल्का सा slope होगा ना, उतना कम वजन हम लोगों को feel होता है. But such an inclined plane is longer. The steeper the slope, the shorter the inclined plane. मतलब जितना steep अगर होगा उसका जो slope होता है, जितना कम होगा, the shorter the inclined plane will be. But we have to bear a greater weight. ठीक है? अगर if the inclined plane, if the plank is steeper, मतलब अगर बहुत ऊंचे, मतलब नहीं, थोड़ा ज़्यादा tilted होता है, ऊंचाई की तरफ होता है, ठीक है? तो वो हम लोगों को उसमें ज़्यादा एनर्जी लगेगी to bear the weight. Okay, if the slope is less, ठीक है, if it is the slope is gradual or it is lesser, so the weight will that we have to bear will also be less. You must have seen the pyramids of Egypt, right? If you notice that at that time they did not have cranes like us. फिर बिल्डिंग वगैरह बनाने के लिए nowadays we make use of cranes. क्रेन हम लोगों को ऊंचाई पर सामान पहुंचाने में हेल्प करती है. वो टाइम पे लिफ्ट भी नहीं थी जैसे कि लिफ्ट आजकल प्रेजेंट है फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन. बट यू कैन इमेजिन कि ये फिर इजिप्ट के जो पिरामिड्स थे ये एक्चुअली बने कैसे. दे आर वेरी टॉल इन हाइट, बट हाउ वर दे बिल्ड? Again, the Egyptians used simple machines to build the pyramids. One method was to build a very long incline out of dirt that rose upward to the top of the pyramid very gently. Here in this picture, you can see that there is the base, and near the base, one of the side is they have made a slope or a slanting plank-like structure, okay, or the inclined plane. Now, as the construction moved on, जैसे जैसे construction ऊपर चलता चला गया, blocks चलते चले गए, these inclined planes again they were made, and those helped in the construction of the entire pyramid. Okay, the blocks of the stone were placed on large logs. Another type of simple machine, that is the wheel and the axle, and pushed slowly up the long, gentle, inclined plane to the top of the pyramid. Okay. A sloping surface such as a ramp, an inclined plane can be used to alter the effort and distance involved in doing work, such as lifting loads. The trade-off is that an object must be moved a longer distance than if it was lifted straight up, but less force is needed. You can use this machine to move an object to a lower or higher place. Inclined planes make the work of moving things easier. You would need less energy and force to move objects with an inclined plane. Okay, so if you have noticed when you are moving down the staircase also, many a times we see that students make use of the staircase while going down. But there are few students who do some stunts like going down instead of walking on the staircase, they make use of, what do? They make use of the slope, the handles that are there onto the near the staircase. Now when you are rolling down that, it is in the form of an inclined plane. तो क्या होता है, हमारे को कम टाइम लगता है and you require less energy to go down the stairs, right? So that is also one example of inclined plane. So inclined plane are very useful. They were used since ancient times and now also they are used to reduce the amount of effort and work required and even the time in order to do various work. A winding road or ghat that goes up a mountain is also like an inclined plane wrapped around the mountain. It helps big vehicles to climb up and down the mountain easily. Here you can see that this is a picture of a ghat or a winding road. When you see this is a ghat in Pune, the vehicles which are moving, if they want to go up to the hill, ठीक है, अगर हम लोगों को पहाड़ के ऊपर की तरफ जाना है, so what do they do is instead of going directly steep, अगर आप पहाड़ को देखोगे तो it is very steep, right? बहुत गहरे होते हैं और बहुत खड़ी पहाड़ी होती है, तो उस पे चलना बहुत difficult हो जाएगा, right? So what do they do is they make roads which are in a inclined shape, ठीक है, थोड़े slanting होते होते ये रोड ऊपर की तरफ चलते जाते हैं and which makes the big vehicles to move easily on the mountain. The next simple machine that we're going to discuss today is a wedge. Wedge is the here you can see it is also making use of an inclined plane, ठीक है. So what exactly is a wedge? Two inclined planes make a wedge, ठीक है. अगर दो inclined plane है, here you can see this is one plane and then this is other inclined plane which are coming together to form a wedge. An axe is used for cutting wood. Everybody has noticed that हम लोगों को कुल्हाड़ी की जरूरत पड़ती है in order to cut the wood. A sharp tool is formed on joining two inclined planes. दोनों तरफ अगर if you notice of the axe, उसका जो आगे कुल्हाड़ी की जो आगे का साइड होता है, दोनों साइड से स्लोप inclined plane की तरीके से स्ट्रक्चर होता है, ठीक है. Such a tool is called a wedge. A wedge is used for for breaking an object into two pieces or to separate objects stuck together. An axe, a knife, a chisel are some examples of this simple machine. A needle and a nail are also kinds of wedges. Inclined planes that move together. Two inclined planes joined back to back, wider or thicker at one end than at the other. It makes the work easier because when moved, a wedge cuts, splits or pries apart objects, including air and. The examples of wedges are axe, the zipper of your hoodie, the knife, the boat stern. बोट स्टर्न क्या होता है, जो बोट को मूव करने में हेल्प करता है, बोट स्टर्न, ठीक है. A bottle opener. These are all examples of. So I hope with this part of the chapter is quite clear to all of you, and all the simple machines that we have learned in this chapter are clear to all of you. Next time whenever you use such machines in your house also, try to connect it to the types of machines that we have studied right now in this chapter so that you remember it and you do not forget them. Okay, so please see to it that you keep revising and study well. I hope to see you in the next coming period. Till then, thank you. If you like our session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students. This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.